traditional retirement might be in your 60s, but that means you've got at least another 15 active and hopefully 10 to 15 active quality life years ahead. What do you want to do with that? Do we simply want to take life as we know it today and extend it and make childhood longer, adolescence longer, and work life longer? Or are there new and different things to do?
I'm Natasha Singer for the New York Times. Across the globe, people are living longer than any time before. The number of those 65 and older is expected to double by 2050. As people live longer lives, they're finding that the healthcare and elder care costs that go with longevity can be staggering. But a handful of research centers around the country, like the AgeLab at M.I.T, are partnering with businesses to develop new technologies geared toward helping seniors stay healthy, active, and independent.
I'm hoping here at the lab we can work with companies and governments and a team that brings many different disciplines together, not just to invent new technology, not just to think about what consumer behavior is, but really to invent that next generation lifestyle.
Their target is baby boomers, a generation whose members are just starting to turn 65 and who expect to live actively and independently for as long as possible.
They're certainly not the first generation to get old, although by listening to them you would think they are. The fact is that they've got greater expectations that life will be longer and be better tomorrow, but they are also the first generation to lead the way into a self-directed, or shall we say consumer-directed longevity.
During a recent visit to the M.I.T. AgeLab, I tried on their Age Gain Now empathy system, otherwise known as Agnes. It is an outfit calibrated to simulate the dexterity, mobility, strength, and balance of a 74-year-old, and it's no stroll in the park. It's beginning to hurt. I've got 2 layers of gloves on to restrict hand movements. Then I got wrist restrictors. I have restrictors on my joints, the elbows and the knees. And I have these rubber bands so they restrict your arm movements so that you can't reach things. Everything, you feel like you're making bigger gestures to compensate for the restrictions. Just closing the door and reaching over is not pleasant.
One of the studies that we did was we put executives from a major food manufacturer into the suit, and we had them basically go through an exercise where they baked a cake. But once they put on the suit, they realized just opening the bag with all the pre-made mix in it was harder than they ever imagined. As people are realizing that the baby boom generation is a huge market and a huge demographic that they want to target, they really need to be focused on having the people aged 50 and plus actually be able to access the product and use it well.
I would argue that aging is not just about birthdays, but it's a whole range of different jobs you now have on a daily basis. Managing your medication, managing appointments, ensuring that you eat correctly. These are the little things that you need to do to cope and to do well.
Here's my reminder. I'm about 5 minutes late taking my medication.
One project underway at the lab is being developed in partnership with Japan's Nippon Telegraph and Telephone Corporation. Japan has the highest proportion of people over 65 among major nations. The project applies monitoring technology to the kitchen as a means for caregivers and family members to observe changes in behavior by older users.
You could have the power company as your new strategic partner in providing an elder care service that says, over the past couple weeks, Mom makes her coffee, or there's a surge in power usage or gas usage every day at about 6:10. But in the last couple days, it's been 6:30, 6:40. Now you got to ask yourself, is Mom out partying the night before, so she's sleeping in late? Or is she not sleeping well and therefore she's getting up later? Or she's having trouble getting up, period. And that's the new difference in technology. We currently on the market are countless services and countless devices to monitor the help by falling can't get up problem.
And I can't get up!
The next generation of technology is not about quickly pulling the alarm because something's happened. The next generation of technology is here to actually be able to predict that there's been a change in behavior and a change of well-being to do the intervention before the fall, before a hip fracture, and before the fatality rate of a hip fracture.